Well, it's great to see you again, Jaime. Um, uh, well, if you think about dignity and an example of dignity that has personally affected you, what would you think of?
I think there's many people that can inspire you in life, and that can be someone you meet occasionally in life. But for me, it was the one who actually influenced me most was my grandfather, and grandfather from my father's side. He fought in the First World War, Spanish Civil War, Second World War, and was in French resistance, and ended up in a concentration camp in Dachau and Natzweiler. And what really inspired me, and I was very young when he passed away, but it gave me a huge sense of respect and for human beings and for life. And he did that by telling stories about the concentration camp and how he survived in it. And his story was that his philosophy was that you could either survive by taking each other's bread and trying that you get what you need to survive, or you can try to get through it together. And the way he did it, and some others did it as well, is to group every day a group of 50 people around them and talk to them about the meaning of life and what makes them tick. For one person, it's seeing their wife and kids again. For the next person, it was to finish a lifetime of work, a piece of art, or something like that. And for another person, it was faith, something that nobody could take away from you, something you knew that existed. And that was something that was very important for my grandfather. And him having this group around him also gave him strength personally, a purpose in the concentration camp, also for him to survive. So that sense of, in such harsh environments, to find human dignity and to stand for each other and to survive together was a great example for me for dignity. And when he was sick in the concentration for 2 weeks, and he was saved actually by a Jewish doctor operating him illegally so he could survive, when he came back after 2 weeks, 1/3 of his group, of his flock of 50 people, died because they didn't have that goal at the end of the tunnel, that thing to survive for. And they didn't discuss it, so they lost in despair. And I think for people to survive in those circumstances in such a way gave me a great example of dignity, and made me in my life also focus on dignity of others and on conflict prevention and on issues my grandfather was dealing with as well.